Welcome, everyone. We would like to thank you all for coming this morning. My name is Rita McMillan. I'm the Family Resource Coordinator at Heartland Elementary. And this is Cassandra Bland. She is our First Connections Cradle School Parent Educator. And we are so super excited about this little free library. A couple of months ago, Cassandra and I were here working on packets. All of the Frisk coordinators in Hardin County, we take turns coming by to help her get the packets ready because our cradle school is just booming right now. We have a super big amount of participants, a lot of people taking advantage of the program, and we're really proud of it, and she does a phenomenal job. So I was here with her, and we were cutting out chicken legs and chicken wings or something. And Cassandra made mention that she would like to have a little free library here outside of the cradle school. And I said, well, let's do it. Let's make it happen. I said, I've got a guy that can build it. My husband, Robbie McMillan, he's very talented. And so the more we talked and the more ideas we came up with, we made it happen. And I presented everything to Robbie and I said, what do you think? And he said, no problem, we can do it. So here we are today, finally. And we're very excited, very proud of this. We are hoping that this will promote some more kindergarten readiness with our Hardin County kiddos, and that this will be a valuable resource to just the community in general. Spark interest with our older students here at Cradle School, or excuse me, College View. I've got Cradle School in the brain. At College View, you know, sometimes people are a little reluctant to go to the public library and do a library card and sign out the book and have that deadline. So we're hoping that this will be a good resource for everyone.
Adding on to what Rita said, what we're really excited about is the Little Free Library will provide access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's in a great location with Cradle School and ELA and then kids at College View and also just the neighborhood we're in. So we're hoping it's going to get a lot of activity. So yeah, we're really excited to open it up. My son Asa is going to help me cut the ribbon. There you go, woo! Good job, Eddie. You want to try to cut this one up here? Here, let's lift you up. There you go. On the side? Here, right here on the side. There you go, good job! Yay! Now the scissors. Okay, and now we are going to have our preschool classes from the Early Learning Academy are going to help us load our library up with books. Wait, let's stack them up this way.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. You want some friends do some more? Good job, Eddie. Get some? You got it, you got it? All right. You got it, let's load it up.
I got 2 books.
You got 2 books, good job. Can you get it? You want to put this one in? Nice, you guys are doing awesome. You want to put this one in for me? Thank you, nice. You want to put these in for me? Thank you, good job. Whoops. You want to put these in? Great. You want to put the dinosaur in? Good job. Oh, you gonna shut the door? Good job.
Good job, baby.
You gonna pick one out, buddy? With the hungry caterpillar? Thank you.
Hudson, come have a seat on those steps.
Which one are you gonna pick, Matilda?
Good job.
Good job. Is she gonna go for a Walter? And for the pajama? You get it? Good job. Okay, you wanna take these? Can you put that big stack in for me? That one? Okay. You want to put these in? Thank you. You want to put these in, Alice?
Ooh, these are fun.
They are.
Mom, look, I'm in mine.
I see that. Okay.
Are we gonna read them?
We're going to read one in a minute. Uh-huh. All right. And put this big stack in. Okay. Good job, Betty. We are going to be reading Where the Wild Things Are. This is by Morris Sindak.
Hey, I have that one at my
This is a good one, isn't it? The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. And another. What is he doing to the poor dog? He's chasing him. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. And he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws.
That one. I see five.
Can I see your terrible claws? Can I hear your terrible roar? Whoa! Till Max said, be still, and tame them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once, and were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, they look like they're dancing under the moonlight, swinging from some trees. Are they having a parade?
Yes.
Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away, across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. What do you guys think he smelled? Food? What kind of food? You think he smelled some soap?
Yeah.
Turkey?
Maybe some pasta.
Some pasta? Ooh, that would be good. But the wild things cried, oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so. And Max said, no. The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Then Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day and into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot.
Well, are we going to read our own books now?
Hmm?
Are we going to read our own books now?
Yeah. If you guys would like to take a book, you're more than welcome to, because the little library is all about take a book, return a book. All right. Our little library is open. Can you pick a book? Nice. Good job, Betty.
everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are really excited to have all of the guests here with us that were instrumental in getting the high tunnel put together for our students. I do want to say thank you before we get started to both Mr. Honaker and Ms. Quillen. They were instrumental in working with our community partners for the high tunnel, and I know they will not take the opportunity today to sing their own praises, so I want to make for sure that they get the recognition that they deserve. They have done an excellent job and a lot of work to put this together and to make this a something that our students will be able to use for years to come. I know that the students that are sitting out here today are excited. They've already been doing some planting. They've got to spend some time in the high tunnel, so they are just chomping at the bit to spend more time out here, and I know that we are just very thankful to all of you for all that you have given to help us get to this point. So thank you so much for being here today, and we just really appreciate that. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Honaker.
I'm the type of person, I like to kind of write my thoughts down, so I just wrote a little something that I'd like to share with you all. A little over a year ago, Ms. Quillen came to me with a thought. She came to me very excitedly and said, what if we build a high tunnel or a greenhouse for our school? And, you know, me being the type of person I am, I said, well, how are we going to do that, Ms. Quillen? And she went about as far as like explaining some avenues for us to go through, and she also stated how perfect it would be for our science curriculum, and started telling me all the wonderful things that she was going to do with this greenhouse or high tunnel. So from that little seed that she planted in my mind came this structure that you see behind us. It's easy to see and marvel at a structure, but what you don't see are all the meetings, both formal and informal, both planned and impromptu, that went into this. You don't see the phone calls made reaching out to various parties in order to procure the funds that we needed, and that's both me and Ms. Quillen, as well as other parties. You don't see the disappointment from the no thank yous, because there were quite a few of those. And you didn't see the excitedness and the jubilance of the yes, we will partner with you. You also don't see the smiles of our students as they look upon this in wonderment. You may see Ms. Quillen's students, but you don't see all the rest of the students. And we have allowed them to come through and take a tour of the high tunnel, at least most classes have, and they are just so excited about this. And lastly, you don't see the love and the generosity of a community for their students that manifested itself in the structure that you see before you. Without all of you gathered here today, this would have never been possible. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you for the contribution that you have made in your monies, your time, and your knowledge in making this become a reality for us. And I hope that we will be able to partner with you for years to come. You are more than welcome anytime. From this point forward, in my opinion, you're a Meadowview Trojan. Whether or not you actually went through North Hardin High School, to me that doesn't matter. We're in this together. And that's one thing that's, in my opinion, a beautiful thing about Hardin County Schools, is that we're all in this together. So anytime you'd like to stop by, we'd love to see you guys. So again, thank you so much. And just a specific thank you, and I wanted to point out these people. I know that they probably don't really necessarily wanted the recognition, and I don't know all of their names, so I'm just going to say the organizations that they're with. Hardin County Conservation donated money and time of me just calling and I guess throwing ideas out there at you all, because even though I grew up on a farm, I'm a country boy at heart. I did not really know what a high tunnel was until we got into this whole process. I knew what a greenhouse was, but I never heard of a high tunnel. Also Farm Bureau, we appreciate your all's generosity. the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, who is here and has a representation. Also, Mr. Patrick Preston donated some specific funds from his actual farm that he has. Miss Tracy Fowle and Miss Tiffany Fruth. Mr. Brandon Ambler, who he and I shoveled along with Miss Quillen and Miss Gonzalez and Mr. Quillen, 22.4 tons of gravel that you see behind you here. For a spell, I actually had to wear not a cast, but like a brace on my arm because I overdid it. And of course, again, Miss Gonzalez and Mr. and Miss Quillen, and I wish Mr. Quillen would have been able to be present with us today, but he was very instrumental in that as well. So we just thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Again, this would absolutely not have been possible without you all. So thank you for dreaming with us, and thank you for allowing us to turn this dream into a reality that you see behind you.
We're happy to be a part of it.
All right, at this time, I'm going to turn this over to Miss Quillen. She wanted to say a few words as well.
I just wanted to really thank you all for coming out today. To our donors and volunteers, I want to say thank you for helping me make my dream of an outdoor learning space at our school finally a reality. I've wished for this for years and then really got going on writing grants and such for it a couple of years ago. Our students will now be able to delve deeper into the life sciences of our science curriculum. They will have the opportunity to grow what they eat and feel a sense of pride in their hard work because they are going to work. My hope is that the students who use this greenhouse in the years to come will develop a love for the world of botany and the great outdoors, which may even lead them to a career path in the future. So thank you again, and please feel free to come out and visit anytime and see what we're growing and maybe even pull a few things up for yourself. I mean, it would be awesome.
I'm looking forward to fresh every day.
Hey, you come out anytime. But really, we thank you all, and I thank all of Mid-View staff. They've really gotten behind me on this and supported me all the way. So I appreciate it.
So at this time, we thought it would be fitting, instead of using the normal scissors, we thought it would be fitting to use hedge cutters. Before we actually cut the ribbon and make this official. All right, perfect. So I haven't actually decided who wanted to cut this, so I was gonna leave this up to you all.
Yeah. Who wants to cut? You can cut with me.
Hey, I actually think it'd be fitting if we let a couple of students. So Miss Quillen, why don't we do that?
Hold tight, Declan. There you go.
Yeah! That right there, that was symbolic of the growing pains that it took to get this. So again, thank you so much for coming today.
My name is Michaela Carter. I'm in 4th grade in Miss Quillen's class. So I just wanted to talk to you about the plants we've been growing in here. We've been growing spinach, carrots, tomatoes. As you can see, some of the spinach is sprouting actually. So we've actually been working on the tunnel for a little while, and we're actually thinking of some more plans, like we're gonna do a classroom out here. And we also grew some plants over there, some kinds of different plants. We're thinking about getting new stuff to plant carrots, more carrots, And if you didn't know, I actually planted some of the carrots over there. So what I've been doing really much is kind of sort of just helping around here, just planting stuff. Our future plan is to plant more planters along the wall and some strawberry planters too, just to get some strawberries in there. So we planted some peas and cucumbers and sunflowers over here. An interesting fact about the plants is that they're actually going to die someday and plant new seeds to grow new flowers and peas and cucumbers somewhere else. Here are some organic vegetables that we're going to use no pesticides on. So we started growing flowers like daisies, poppies, petunias, and some sunflowers. And we're planning on moving them somewhere else once they start to sprout more. My favorite thing is probably the planting itself, because it gives you a lot of time to think about all the plants that aren't able to grow in some places because of all the pollution and smoke and stuff that people are creating. So I just want to say thank you for joining us on a brief tour of the high tunnel that we just made.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to interrupt this show for a special presentation. So today we have with us the Kentucky Secretary of State, Mr. Michael Adams, with us. So he's come here from Frankfurt. I'm going to turn the floor over to him. He's got a special presentation for us today.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Michael Adams. I'm the Secretary of State of Kentucky. I'm here to see Peyton Elkins. Where's Peyton? Hey there, Peyton. I got something for you. So Peyton was an entrant in our statewide contest, our slogan contest, to pick a new slogan for our efforts to encourage students to register to vote and to organize others to register to vote. And we got a lot of slogan offerings from all over the state, and we thought the best one was Peyton's. And so I'm here to award this to you, Peyton, for winning our contest. Congratulations. Let's give him a hand. Make Kentucky proud, register to vote. So that's going to be our slogan that we're adopting from our office as we travel the state, working with high schools to get them to register to vote and register older people to vote as well. So congratulations. Want to get a picture? Congratulations. So while I'm here, I'll tell you just a little bit about what I do, what my office does, and if you have a question or two, I'll take a couple of questions before I go back to the Capitol. So I'm the Secretary of State. There are 7 what we call constitutional offices in the executive branch of state government. Do you all know your 3 branches of government? I'll call on you. What are the 3 branches of government?
The legislative, executive, and judicial, yeah.
Exactly. So the legislative branch passes the laws. The executive branch, which I'm in, executes, enforces those laws. And when there's a question about what the laws mean or how they work, the judicial branch interprets the laws. And each branch is co-equal with the other. They just have different responsibilities. So we elect our judges in Kentucky, the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, and then the circuit and district judges at the bottom that hold the trials. We elect all of our legislators, 38 senators and 100 representatives, the Senate, the House. And then in the executive branch, which I'm in, my job is to execute, to enforce the laws. We have 7 of those, also all elected statewide by the voters. The governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, attorney general, the auditor of public accounts, the state treasurer, and the commissioner of agriculture. So we're all elected. So I have 3 main responsibilities under our Constitution and laws. I'm literally the Secretary of the State. I receive our public records. Anytime the governor signs a bill, it comes to me. Anytime the governor signs an executive order, it comes to me. Anytime there's a land record, any sort of records that are generated by state government, I'm the chief custodian of the records of the state. I've got records that go back to the 1790s in my office, old land records, election records, pretty interesting stuff. I'm also the chief business officer of the state. So if you open up your own business, or even if you're McDonald's or some huge business, either way, you file with our office all of your corporate documents to run your business. And then finally, the thing that to me is the most rewarding part of the job and the most time-consuming part of the job too, is I'm the chief election official. I'm responsible for the elections held by the state. So that's what I do now for a living. I was elected in 2019, so I'm my 15th, 16th month, I think, in this office. Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
How did you get there?
Well, I had to be elected. I had never run for office before, but I had worked for other candidates as a volunteer or an attorney or a staffer. I grew up in Paducah and was fortunate to be the first in my family to go to college, and then went to law school on a scholarship to Harvard. And then I came back to Kentucky and worked for people who were running for office, and over time I built up a pretty good group of contacts, and I built an election law practice that eventually went national, all 50 states. I've done political work and legal work for candidates and PACs and that kind of thing. And so that was really good training for when I got elected in 2019, because of course the election had to be different because of the pandemic, and I was able to borrow other states' ideas that I'd seen when I had done campaigns in those states professionally. And that really helped, I think, helped the state as well, that kind of background. But this is an office that you have to run for. From 1792 until 1895, it was appointed by the governor. And then our Constitution was rewritten, and they decided to make this an elected office so that this person would be independent of the governor, can work with the governor, obviously we do that, but also independent of the governor and directly responsible to the people. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Great to meet you. Good to be with you all today.
In this class, Mr. Adams,
Uh-huh.
we've had a state slogan winner, and 2 weeks ago, we had a state art champion over the entire state of Kentucky for art. We had a first and a third place, so this 8th grade class is very talented.
Wow.
Artistic.
We had a third place poetry contest winner too.
place
Oh, that's great.
Back in
What kind
January.
of art?
It was mixed media. It's really cool. It's like, it almost looks like a picture, but it's not a picture, and it's done. She did it on, like one of those Google Pros where you've got the stylus to draw and pull
She did it
in
with her
different
finger,
elements.
though.
And she did it with her finger. It's out there in the display case.
I must have
It's really
tried.
cool. It's really, really cool.
Then we had another lady that
Yeah.
she did by hand, but it was awesome. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just this very talented 8th grade bunch. So.
That's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
All right.
I'm gonna let you
Good to
talk
see y'all.
today.